Crochet Cubbyhole. Today we are going to be doing our washcloth and our tutorial Tuesday. And the washcloth we're going to do today is going to be the corner to corner granny square. So you'll need your yarn, of course, and your crochet hook. I'm using a 6mm. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a needle to sew in your ends, and a tape measure to measure to the length or width that you want your washcloth to be. I am using Karen cotton funnel cakes in the color Waterfall. It's a 4-weight, 8.8 ounces, 425 yards. It's 100% cotton. So that's the yarn I'm going to be using today. And this tutorial might be just a tad longer because I want to stay with you more to make sure that we get it done, because this is a little bit more detailed, shall we say. Now you may catch on real quick and it'd be good to go, but we'll leave enough yarn to sew in my ends. I'm going to do a slip knot. And then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to take your hook and you're going to go in, you're going to go in to the first chain that you did. So 4 chains back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to stick your hook in there. I'll pull this a little bit tight right there. Okay. And you're going to, let me show you this. I like taking my finger and grabbing a hold of that little section there so I don't lose my middle. I don't know if that'll help you or not, but I'll grab the middle. And now what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook, pull through that loop, pull through both loops, and then you've got a circle there. You're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets into the circle. So a double crochet, wrap your yarn around, go into the circle, wrap your yarn, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, pull through 2. That's a double crochet, and we're going to do it 2 more times. And then 1 more. So right now, let me get me some more yarn. We have our chain 4 and then our 3 double crochets. Now we're going to do what's called an extended double crochet. And it's real simple, and it's really close to a double crochet. So you're going to wrap your yarn, go in through the circle, wrap your yarn around your hook, pull it up. You got 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, pull through the first loop only, and you'll still have 3 loops. Then you just do it like a normal double crochet. Wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, and pull through 2. Okay? So now we have the chain 4, the 3 double crochets, and the 1 extended double crochet on the end. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn. Now between the extended double and our set of 3 doubles, we're going to make 3 double crochets into that area right there between the extended double and our next regular double crochet. So wrap your yarn, go in, pull through, do there's 1, 2, 3. So this is your chain 4 and then your 3 double crochets. Now you're going to jump over here to the last, this little set of 3 double crochets. You're going to jump to the last double crochet, and this is our chain 4 from the previous round. So we're going to wrap our yarn. We're going to do 3 double crochets in that little section. So wrap your yarn, go in through that section, wrap your yarn, pull up 3, you got 3 loops, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, pull through 2. So there's 1. Hold on, I gotta get some more yarn, and it looks like we might have yarn barf going on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we're going to do 2 more double crochets into this section. Now, hold on just a second, guys. Okay, I had some yarn barf, had to get it untangled. So we have, let me use my needle, that helps. Here's our chain 4, 3 double crochets, then we jump across the bottom 3, and we do 3 more double crochets. Now we're going to do an extended double crochet in that same area also. So wrap your yarn, go in, wrap your yarn around your hook, pull it up, 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through the first one only, 3 loops still on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, pull through 2. So we have a chain 4, a cluster of 3 double crochets. You can jump over to this section. You got a cluster of 3 double crochets and an extended double crochet. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn our work. Now, in this first section between the extended double from last round and the cluster of 3 regular doubles, into that in that hole right there, you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to jump over the 3 double crochets from below and into this section here between the 3 double crochets. Right there, after 3 double crochets, then into this section we're going to do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And hold on just a second. Okay, I think I got all that yarn barf untangled. Hopefully it don't cause problems. Okay, so we got 3 doubles. Now over here between the last stitch and the beginning stitch will either be a chain 4 or an extended double, but they look similar. See, on each one. So we're going to jump past the 3 double crochets into that section right after the 3rd double crochet. You're going to do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to do an extended double crochet. Wrap your yarn, go in through the same area, wrap your yarn, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through 1 loop. 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, pull through 2. Now we're going to chain 4. And you're just building 1, 2, 3, 4. Each row that you go through, or each row, you're going to have an extra little cluster of 3 double crochets until you get it the width you want, because we're going from a corner to another corner. So we start out with just, the 1, and we're building 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So this one will have 4 because you're going in between those clusters of 3 double crochets. Like, here's a cluster, and then here's one. So here's your cluster. So you got to make sure you're going in between. You're going in right here, then you got your 3 doubles, go in here, 3 doubles, go in here, 3 doubles, go into that last loop section. So, and you're just building like that. So we're going to do 3 double crochets into this loop right here, or this section. 1, 2, 3, jump over to the next space between the 3 double crochets, your clusters. We'll call those clusters, okay? Your granny cluster. So we're going to do 3 double crochets into this space. 1, 2, 3, jump over to the space between the next 2 clusters, wrap your yarn and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going, there's your next cluster. You're going to go into the space after that 3 double crochet cluster. So you're going to wrap your yarn and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do an extended double crochet into that same space. Wrap your yarn, go in, wrap your yarn, pull up, you got 3 loops. Wrap your yarn and go through the first loop only. You got 3 loops still on your hook now. Wrap your yarn and go through 2, wrap your yarn and go through 2. And then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And turn our work. So, and right now, this is about 5 inches. So, and we're wanting, I want 10 inches. So we're going to go a little bit further up. Now, so we're next row. Let me see if I can get just a little bit closer. I don't know if that'll help. Oh, that's far away. Okay. So, right here's our cluster of 3 double crochets. So this space right here, right before the 3 double crochets cluster, we're going to go into that space and do 3 double crochet. Oh, I can't really, with it that close, I'm getting off camera. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to skip our cluster and go into the space between the clusters. So here's 3 double crochet, here's 3 double, 3 double, 3 double. So we're going in the spaces between those clusters of 3 double crochets. Let me back up so I don't get off the camera too much. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next space between the clusters and do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Jump over to the next space between the clusters and do 3 double crochet through that space. 1, 2, there we go. 3. And then into the next space between the clusters, do 3 double crochet. You're doing 3 double crochet between each cluster in that space. 1, 2, oops, sorry. 3, and then we're going to go see your cluster of 3 double crochet, and then there's that space there, and then you're going to go in that space and do 3 double crochet. 1, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do our extended double crochet. Let me get up close for that one and see if that helps any. That's too close. Let's see. Oh. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we're going to go into that same space and do an extended double. So wrap your yarn, go in through that space, wrap your yarn around your hook, pull it up. You have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, pull through the first loop only. 3 loops on your hook. Then do like a normal double. Wrap your yarn, go through 2, wrap your yarn, go through 2. And there we go. Now we're going to chain 4. So until you get it the length you want, you're going to want to chain 4 at the end of each round and turn your work. And you will also at the end of each round. So at the beginning, at the end of each round, you'll chain 4, turn, and then when you get to the end of that row, because that'll make at the beginning the chain 4, then you'll do an extended double, and you do that until you get it the width you want it. So into the space before the cluster, the granny cluster, you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Skip the cluster of 3 double crochets and go into the space next to it and do 3 double crochets. And that's your granny cluster. 1, 2, 3. Go over to the next section between the clusters and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then to the next one. 1, 2, 3. And then again into the next section between the clusters, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then after this last cluster into that section, we're going to do 3 double crochet. Oops, lost it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do our extended double crochet. So wrap your yarn, go in, pull through the first loop only, then do like a regular. Go through 2, wrap, and go through 2. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Something's tickling my throat. There's what we have so far. Get me a drink. And we're wanting to go larger because that is about 7 inches. So we're going to want to go a few more rows. I'm so sorry. And then we'll start decreasing. So we've chained 4 and we've turned our work. Now into this section right here, before your granny cluster, you're going to go in there and do 3 double crochets. 1, oops, sorry, 2, 3. You can see I'm not perfect. So then we go to the next section between the clusters and do 3 double crochets. Well, what's it hanging up on? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we go to the next section between the clusters and do 3 double crochet. 1. Oops. Well, let's start over, okay? There's 1. 2. 3. And this little bumpy yarn is a little bit troublesome. Okay, so now we go to the next section right here between the clusters and do another 3 double crochet in that section. And you're doing this all the way across. 1, 2, 3. And into the next section between the clusters. 1, 2, 3. There's another section between those clusters. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got only 1 cluster left, so there's our 1, 2, 3 double crochets. So into this section, you'll do 3 double crochets right here on the very end. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do our extended double crochet. Pull through the first loop only, then pull through 2, pull through 2, chain. Well, let's count them. Count them. Let's measure and see where we're at. Yeah, we got about 8.5, it looks like. So we're going to chain 4 and turn our work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go into this very first section before the cluster, right there, and put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to pause the video and I'll go across and then I'll meet you back here at the last one. But between every one of your clusters, you'll do 3 double crochets all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll have 7 with the very last one. But I'll go ahead and do my 6 clusters of 3 double crochet, and then I'll meet you back here at the end. Okay, I've got one more cluster right here and then the last loop. So I'm going to do 3 double crochet into this last cluster, and it 1, 2, 3. Then you look for your 3 double crochet cluster, and in this space at the end you're going to do 3 double crochet into that space. 1, 2, 3. Now hold on just a second and let's measure it and see where we're at. We're at 9, so we're going to do one more row to get us pretty close to 10. It may go over a little, I'm not for sure. But one more row, and then we'll start our decrease. So we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn our work. Now in this first section right here, before the cluster, now look here, y'all. I want to show you something. I messed up. I only have 2 double crochet there. So I'm going to flip back over. I'm going to back myself up. I've got the 2 double crochets. I'm going to add one more double crochet. See, I messed myself up. Sorry about that. Now I'm going to do my extended double crochet. And chain 4. So I had to frog that a little bit. Now we'll do one more row and then we'll start our decrease. So we're going into this loop right here before the cluster and doing 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Now I could have edited that out where I messed up, but guys, I'm human like you are, and I want you to see that, you know, it's no big deal. You can back up once you catch your mistake. You can back up and fix it. So now we're going to go and do 3 double crochet in each space between the clusters till we get to the end, and I'll meet you back over here at the end to finish. Okay guys, so we're coming up on the end of that row, and we're going to skip over the granny cluster and do 3 double crochets, or you could say another granny cluster in this last space. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do our extended double crochet. Pull through the first loop only, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now, since we're going to start our decrease, let's just double check our size, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing our decrease. Yes, it's 11 inches, which is fine. So we're going to do chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Now, before, when we were doing our increase, we were always going into this first space here and doing a granny cluster and then going on. We're going to skip this space entirely. Skip over that space and go into the next space right here between these 2 granny clusters and do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Go to the next space and do 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to continue that all the way to over to the end, and I'll show you what we're going to do differently at the very end. But continue putting a 3 double crochet granny cluster in the spaces between the granny clusters from below. And I'll meet you right back here. Okay, I've done a granny cluster Or you could say 3 double crochet in each space going across. Now I'm at the end in the very last space. Normally we would do, when we're doing an increase, we would put a granny cluster in there and an extended double. Now we are only placing an extended double in that space. So we wrap your yarn, go through, pull up, go through one loop only, then wrap your yarn, pull through two, wrap your yarn, pull through two. So just an extended double in that one. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. And again, you're going to skip this first space right here, go into the second space, and do your granny cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, sorry, 3. I don't know if it's the yarn or the hook. It wants to slip off every time. So we will continue along putting 3 granny cluster or 3 double crochet in each space across, and I'll meet you at the end and finish off with you on the row. Okay, I just did a granny cluster in this space, and I have the 1 space left. And again, in that last space, you'll do a extended double crochet only. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now see, you can see how we're starting to go down. Here's our largest row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 granny clusters. Then the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you got your 7, and it'll keep going down till you got 1 left at the end. It'll come into a square. So again, on this row, you're going to skip that first space and go to the second space and do your granny cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then just keep going across and doing a granny cluster in each space across, and I'll meet you at the very last space. So you stop at the space right before the last one, okay? And I'll meet you there. Okay, we're at the very last space, and you got to be careful and not, like if you're holding it and you get kind of cockeyed, you're liable to keep going. When actually, this is our last space. And one way to tell is if you count the row before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then this row you're on should only have 6 granny clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know that this is the last space of this row, and you do an extended double crochet only in that space. Go through the first loop only, go through 2, go through 2, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, you skip the first space and go into the next space and do a granny cluster all the way across, and you're going to be doing 5 granny clusters this time. So once you've got 5 granny clusters done, you know that you're at the end and ready to do your last stitch. So I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, we're back at the end, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clusters. This is our last space. We're going to do a extended double crochet into that space. Wrap your yarn, go through, wrap your yarn, pull up 3 loops, wrap your yarn, pull through the first loop only, still have 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, wrap your yarn, pull through 2, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. Now guys, if any of this you got it down, and you don't have to watch the whole video then, that's fine, or you can jump around and jump to the parts you need to do, help with. And This one might be cute to have a border on it too. You can do borders or not borders. We will do one day with a border. I'll have to decide which one. But so right now we chain 3 and turn our work. We skip this first space, go into the second space, and do our 3 double crochets or our granny cluster. And then sorry, I hit the camera, I think. There's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do it all the way across. And this time we will only have 4 granny clusters because the last row we had 5. So once you've done 4 granny clusters, you know that you're near the end, and I'll meet you back at the end, okay? Okay, guys, we've come to the last space in this row. And see, we've got 4 granny clusters now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's one way you can always stop and count your clusters to make sure you got the right amount. On the increase side, you should always have 1 more each row up. And then as you decrease, you'll have 1 less granny cluster all the way down till you've got 1 granny cluster left. So we've got 1 space left. We're going to put an extended double crochet in that space. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're getting closer to being done. Let me see. Here's what we got, what it looks like so far. Let me see if I can stretch mine out so you can see it. And let me back up a little bit. There's what it looks like so far. And so it's like we're coming to that. We got that corner gone. We got to add it in. Okay. So, and again, we're going to skip this first space and go to the second one. And this time we're going to be doing 3 granny clusters across, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, now we've only got 3 granny clusters, and then we're at the last space, and we're going to do an extended double crochet into this space. I didn't do that, did I? I did a regular double. Pull through the first loop only. Whoops. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. This time we're only going to have 2 granny clusters. So we're skipping the first space, and in this next space we're going to do 3 double crochets. One, 2, 3, jump over and do 3 in this one, in this space. 1, 2, 3. And you can make blankets and everything out of this granny cluster, the corner to corner. So now we're at our last space, and we're going to do an extended double crochet. Sorry for jarring the camera. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Now we're going to skip this first space and go into this space here and do 3 double crochets for our last granny cluster. 1, 2, 3, and then in this space we're going to do an extended double crochet. There we go. Now we're going to do this just a little bit different. We want this side to match this side. So, okay, so now, since this is our last one and we want this end to look like this end, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And in this last space here where we've been doing the extended double, we're going to do just 1 regular double crochet. So wrap your yarn, go through, pull up a loop. You got 3 loops on your hook. Wrap your yarn, pull through 2. Wrap your yarn and pull through 2. And then I'm going to wrap my yarn, pull through that 1 loop to tie it off. I'm going to cut my yarn. Oh. And pull that through and cinch it off. So there we go. Let me see if I'm back up. There is your granny's cluster, your corner to corner granny square washcloth. And let's see. We measure it this way. It's only measuring 8.5. So at this largest point, it measures 11. But if you go square-wise, it's going to measure 8.5, which is fine. It's a little bit smaller than the others. But that's okay. You can make your square any size you want. So if you wanted to go make it a little bit more than 8.5 or whatever, you could always do another extended row before you start doing your decreases. So all we have to do is sew in our ends. And then our washcloth is done. And see, that's a nice little washcloth, nice texture. And that is our granny square, corner to corner granny square washcloth. Now, at some point in the future, I'm not sure exactly when, we'll do a normal granny square washcloth, doing the round, starting with a round in the middle. So we'll do that at some point too. But here is corner to corner granny square washcloth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This one is a little bit longer. This video is a little bit longer than the others, but I wanted to stay on there with you more to make sure that you got it. You can jump around, skip ahead if you need to, whatever you need to do. But I guess that's it for right now. And we will talk to you later in Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Bye for now.